The spires were not his own. The colors were not his own. He had a moment of shattering, blinding terror, and then calmness. He took a long breath of cold night air and began the job of working out his bearings. He seemed to be on some kind of hillside, overgrown with brambles and vines. He was alive, and he still had his grey metal case. Experimentally, he tore the vines away and inched cautiously forward. Stars glittered above. Thank God for that. Familiar stars. Not familiar. He closed his eyes and hung on until his senses came trickling back. Then he pushed painfully down the side of the hill and toward the illuminated spires that lay perhaps a mile ahead, his case clutched in his hand. Where was he? And why was he here? Had someone brought him here? Dumped him off at this spot for some reason? The colors of the spires shifted, and he began to work out, in a vague fashion, the equation of their pattern. By the time he was halfway, he had it down fairly well. For some reason, it made him feel better. Here was something he could predict, get hold of. Above the spires, ships swirled and darted, swarms of them, catching the shifting lights. How beautiful it was. This scene wasn't his, but it looked nice, and that was something. So, this hadn't changed. Reason, beauty, cold winter air late at night. He quickened his pace, stumbled, and then, pushing through trees, came out onto the smooth pavement of a highway. He hurried. As he hurried, he let his thoughts wander around aimlessly, bringing back the last fragments of sound and being, the final bits of a world abruptly gone. Wondering, in a detached, objective way, exactly what had happened. Jim Parsons was on his way to work. It was a bright, sunny morning. He had paused a moment to wave to his wife before getting into his car. "Anything you want from town?" he called. Mary stood on the front porch, hands in the pockets of her apron. "Nothing I can think of, darling. I'll vid you at the Institute if I remember anything." In the warm sunlight, Mary's hair shone a luminous auburn, a flashing cloud of flame which, this week, was the new fashion among the wives. She stood small and slender in her green slacks and close-fitting foilite sweater. He waved to her, grabbed one final vision of his pretty wife, their one-story stucco house, the garden, the flagstone path, the California hills rising up in the distance, and then hopped into the car. He spun off down the road, allowing the car to operate on the San Francisco guide beam north. It was safer that way, especially on US 101, and a lot quicker. He didn't mind having his car operated from 100 miles off. All the other cars racing along the 16-lane highway were guide-operated too, those going his way and those heading in the opposite direction, on the analog South Highway to Los Angeles. It made accidents almost impossible, and meant he could enjoy the educational notices which various universities traditionally posted along the route, and behind the notices, the countryside.